Kincade. Johnny, hi.
Sounds a little formal on your part as we start on this Wednesday morning, and we did not talk it out beforehand, so I guarantee you we can talk it out now.
Yeah. So tomorrow's the NFL draft.
We're excited about that.
Absolutely.
We're thrilled about that.
And we got draft coverage for you all day today, right? We got Adam Schefter coming up later on today. Kevin Nagandi, who is a huge draft nut.
Well, he'll be sitting on the couch on ABC, too.
Yep. So he's going to be joining us today. So don't worry. We got you covered. Eagles, NFL draft. We have Eagles topics, Kevin Patullo topics. You name it. When it comes to the Eagles, we got you covered.
All right, now the bad news.
I can't wait till the 7 o'clock hour today to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies, who lost yet again last night to the New York Mets, this time 5-1. I have $1 million question for all of you listening, and of course, John and Connor.
Why'd you pick $1 million?
Because I will pay somebody $1 million if they can answer.
You can't pay that out.
You never know.
Take out a few loans.
He is getting that bonus coming up.
What is wrong with this team?
You know what's wrong with this team.
Well,
this is where. But no, go on. I want to hear you. I want to hear you articulate it because you know this answer. You're going to talk yourself through it.
No, but I think
you know the answer.
I think there's a million things wrong.
There are,
and I don't think there's one actual answer. And that's why I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Because
I do.
I need to say this now.
Okay.
And Connor, I'm not trying to call you out, but I'm worried that this is one of the answers that you would give.
Oh, the early?
Yeah. Out the window. Today's conversation. Yes, it's April. All right. The Dodgers lost last night. I know that the Dodgers are not undefeated. So I understand that it's only April. But if you have watched this team for 24 games, which I have.
Yep.
Everybody's, for the most part, people have probably watched a lot of Phillies games. Nobody can tell me that they have looked like a championship team, right? So far through 24 games. I'm not saying no playoffs. I'm not saying there's no chance of them winning a championship. I'm talking about through 24 games. When you have watched this team play night in and night out, they have not screamed to you that they are a championship team. And if my memory is correct, John, that is what everybody's expectations were before the start of this season.
Well,
and we can't celebrate the highs, right? For all 13 wins, we celebrate. Oh, wow. Great game. What a great pitching performance. What a great managerial decision. What a great hit by Kyle Schwarber. What great base running by Johan Rojas. We celebrate the 13 wins, but a lot of you out there during the 11 losses do the whole, oh, stop. It's too early. How come we can celebrate the highs and point out the highs, but when it comes to losses and lows, and there have been a lot of lows, and losing to the Mets pisses me off any season. I don't care if Tommy Joseph is your first baseman. I hate the New York Mets. So when I see them drop 2 of 3 to the Mets and look lifeless through 18 innings of this series so far, it pisses me off, and I don't want to ignore the lows of this baseball team because right now, through 24 games, Johnny, there are a lot of them.
Okay, pissed off is overreaction, in my opinion.
I agree.
I don't share.
It's too early.
No. I don't share. No, I'm not giving you that's the too early. I'm giving you is that it's that the pissed off is you understand last night there are excuses and there are reasons.
Yeah, Christopher Sanchez having the left arm soreness. That was a total excuse.
Christopher, that not an excuse though. That's a reason. That's something that happened. So I'm not in any way pissed off about that. The minute Christopher Sanchez left the game after 2 innings.
And good for Joe Ross. Pitched 3 solid innings
Nice
afterward.
to see him do something finally. I told my wife, I said, this one's over tonight. This one's over. In fact, I was like, it's too early. It's not. No, it's over. I said, because this is a listless Phillies team right now. And if you're telling me that I can't have one of the saviors, one of the capes, the guys who wear a cape, and Christopher Sanchez lead them to victory, I didn't see it happening. And so to me, I'm not pissed about it. What I am pissed about, though, is the fact that I'm more pissed about what went on all winter long that many tried to tell me was perfectly fine.
Right.
You know the answer of what's wrong with this team. You know it. And you knew it. And you go, but I still believe they're good enough to pile up a lot of regular season wins. But this bullpen is far worse than I expected them to be. I expected it to be bad. I thought it was reckless. I called out the lackadaisical approach to this bullpen, letting 2 guys go out the door this winter, but I never expected it to be this garbage. It's garbage. It's the worst in baseball.
Yeah, and it's terrifying because you have guys like Ryan Kerkering, who you are relying on
who looks
to be a big part of your bullpen this year.
He looks spooked. He looks.
We pointed out Aaron Nola's 6+ ERA yesterday. How about we point out Orion Kirkring's much fewer innings? I understand. 6.48 ERA so far this season. The sneaky pickup of Carlos Hernandez, who they picked up right before the season ended. His ERA is over 7, almost at 8 this year,
it was sneaky. It was sneaky, all right. Real sneaky.
So, look, I understand that it's April, okay? I am a baseball fan. I love the sport. I know that it is a long season. I've watched this team start season slow and still get to the World Series.
Two of the last 3 years you have.
I'm not writing them off, but it's optics. And right now, the optics of this baseball team, again, running it back was a concern. The bullpen being imploded was a concern. Not having some sort of right-handed pop bat was a concern.
Okay. So you're saying all the things that you knew in the offseason.
Yeah.
That we talked about in the offseason that we were told, don't worry about it.
24 games.
This team's so talented. They won 95 games last year.
Through 24 games, they've come to fruition.
And more importantly, though, in the whole grand scheme of things is, Andrew, is that right now, this team reflects its leadership. It's no urgency, no fight to them right now. And over the long haul, that can pay off. But in the short term, it can also be what screws you over.
Well, you don't think like maybe...
But I am not this morning. I refuse on April the 23rd to be like, okay, season's over. This is terrible.
No, I'm not
this
saying
team is bad. And I know you haven't said that. I know you haven't said that.
Because we got a tweet.
I already answered that.
Yeah, we got a tweet this morning. Are you ready to say they're not going to make the playoffs?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
I'm not
on
there
April
yet.
23rd. But I am there to say, I wish that I'm not the baseball man that Dave Dombrowski is.
Right.
But my plan of an offseason would have been a hell of a lot better than his. And I'm not a Major League Baseball general manager. I'm not a president of a club. But my plan, little nobody me, would have had a better plan for this offseason than Dave Dombrowski is, and it's playing out right before our eyes.
So can anybody today answer the $1 million question at 610-632-0975?
Well, Mr. Middleton's not paying $1 million.
What the hell is wrong with this team? And I need the answer to go out the window if it's early, right?
Because that's not enough of that
because
answer.
Here's the deal. That is true. It is still the month of April. But if a team is 24-0, everything's beautiful. If a team is 0-24, I don't care if it's early. You're going to point out that there's issues with that baseball team. They are a 500 baseball team. They've been playing 500 baseball since the London series last year. They got eliminated very quickly by the team that you've now lost 2 straight games to, and you're looking to avoid getting swept by a team that I freaking despise. And you would think that team that embarrassed you in the playoffs last year, you'd maybe come with a little bit of life in this series.
No fight.
You've had nothing.
No fight at all. And that's part of it. That's because, Sleepy Rob is probably giving them an inspiring speech of, all right, boys, it's early, and it only counts as one. Don't get too fired up because it's the Mets, because it's only one game. I'm sure the excitement just is bouncing off the walls.
So, coming up next,
as he stares off into the outfield.
Coming up next, we'll talk more about this Phillies team. We'll talk more about yesterday's game, because once again, brains sometimes just stop working with this team on the base paths.
They do.
It's unbelievable that I saw it again last night in a moment where you're just trying to hope you can get something going, and yet more just brain farts.
Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.